Hi everyone, my name is Brandon Matnick. I am the new on-site fitness trainer. Hopefully I'll be getting a chance to meet a lot of you soon. I'll be going out on site pretty soon, so if you do see me out and about, don't hesitate to come up to me. If you have any questions at all, think of me as your personal trainer. I'll be happy to help you out with anything that I possibly can, fitness and health related. So again, my name is Brandon. I'm gonna be running you through a workout today. Now this workout that I have designed for you today is designed especially for, in today's world, we're doing a lot of sitting. And when you're doing a lot of sitting, there are a lot of muscle groups that we're not working as much, which over time, those muscles become tight, they get weaker, which also opens up the possibility of increasing chances of injury, increasing chances of other issues that can become a bigger problem over time. So the exercises that I have for you designed for you today, all body weight exercises. You don't need any specific equipment. If you want to use a mat, if you're on a hard surface, a mat might be helpful for some of these, but again, not necessarily required. There are no other pieces of equipment required for this. Now, this workout that we have today is designed to hit a lot of the muscle groups around the hips, the glutes, the lower body, the abdominal muscles, because again, those are the muscle groups that are not going to be worked as often when we're sitting for hours and hours a day. So what this workout's gonna look like, you're gonna see 7 exercises. Your goal for each of these exercises is to do them for up to 1 minute. So you're gonna go through 7 exercises twice. You're gonna spend 1 minute on each exercise without any rest in between. You'll immediately go on to the next exercise. So you wanna go through 2 rounds. That's right at about 14 minutes, the last minute cool down. Or you can go through all 7 exercises for 30 seconds each for 4 rounds. So I'll demonstrate the exercises. I'll give you some modifications if you need to do any sort of modification. I'll explain what that's gonna look like. So our first exercise you're gonna see are your air squats. With your air squats, you want your feet to be at least shoulder width apart, chest up nice and tall. Now, as you're going down into your squat, if you wanna extend your arms forward, that'll help you to keep your weight in your heels. You don't want your heels to come up off the ground. So as you're going down into your squat, keeping your chest up nice and tall, extending your arms out to the front, keep your weight in your heels as well. So you're gonna, again, work through those about 2 seconds down. 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, up for 60 seconds. Now, again, a modification for that one, if you need to, just not going as far down into your squat, just reducing the depth of the squat, or if you're wanting to make it more challenging, going into a jump squat, driving your weight through your heels, coming up off the floor. So that's exercise 1. As you go on to exercise 2, again, you'll do that for 1 minute and immediately go on to exercise 2, no rest in between. We're going down into your bird dogs. So with your bird dogs, you're gonna make your way onto the floor, knees below your hips, hands on the floor below your shoulders. Keep your back, chest straight. I'm gonna extend opposite arms straight forward, opposite leg straight back onto the floor where you began, alternating to the other side. So you're gonna do that same movement for a minute, or if you're doing this for 4 rounds, 30 seconds each. Modifications, not too many modifications for the bird dog, apart from if you're wanting to do just 1 arm at a time, 1 leg at a time, that way there's more stability, you have more of your body planted on the floor. Work on that exercise for 60 seconds or 30 seconds if you're doing 4 rounds. From there, we're back up to, we're actually going down to the floor for our plank toe tap. So now with your plank position, again, if you're on a hard surface, you may want to use a mat for this. For your plank toe taps, a low plank, elbows forward to the floor just below your shoulders, straight body. You don't want to let those hips dip down. You don't want to see those hips pushing up. Keep your body as straight as possible. Abdominal muscles, glute muscles tight. Now with the toe taps, I'm going to tap out 1 toe out to the side, back to the middle, alternating that other foot, tapping my foot out to the side and back. You're working your abdominal muscles, your glutes. A lot of lower body focus today, but again, you're gonna see a lot of abdominal work too. A good option for this one, bring your knees down to the floor. We'll make it a little bit easier. You keep 1 knee on the floor, you're gonna alternate, still tapping 1 foot out to the side, bringing that knee back, alternating to the other side, same thing. So that exercise, again, 60 seconds for 2 rounds, going through all exercises for 2 rounds, or 30 seconds on that exercise, and you'll go through all of these for 4 rounds. Our next exercise, we're now onto our back. So we're flipping over here, our hip bridges. Another exercise working our glute muscles, which again, we're not working as often when you're sitting in your seat at work, in a vehicle, on your couch. These are muscles that are getting weaker and weaker. So with your hip bridges, you're gonna lay back on the floor, back flat on the floor, feet flat on the ground, knees up, hands out to your side, flat on the ground. Keep your glutes tight. You're gonna push your hips up toward the ceiling. Slowly pause for a moment at the top. slowly back down. So again, keeping those glute muscles tight, pushing your hips up to the ceiling and back down. Now, if you want to make this exercise, if you want an extra challenge for this one, extend one leg up, keep those knees in line, and pushing your hips up, same thing, you're gonna feel one side working harder than if you have both feet on the ground. So that's, again, working your glutes mainly. From there, again, 1 minute on, directly into the next exercises here. We're going into our bicycles. Now with our bicycles, we're still on our backs, but now we're gonna be working our abdominal muscles here. So with your bicycle exercise, making our way into our back here, hands on each side of my head. I'm gonna extend one leg out. As I crunch up, I'm gonna bring opposite elbow to opposite knee, extending that leg out, bring your other knee toward your chest, and going opposite elbow to opposite knee. You're gonna extend, going one side to the other for 60 seconds. Now a good option for this one, keeping your heels on the floor and just going one at a time. You'll bring that heel back to the floor, letting those feet rest in between, and going to your other side. 60 seconds on for 2 rounds through everything, 30 seconds on if you're going through 4 rounds of everything. Now we're back up to our feet. So this exercise, this is our 6th exercise, your lunges. So with your lunges here, we have a couple options. We can do a forward lunge, we can do a reverse lunge, we can do lateral lunges. A lot of that, we're still working on our quads, working on our glutes, we're working on our abductor and adductor muscles, but we're gonna start off here, stepping forward into a forward lunge. Keep your chest up nice and tall, driving your way through your heel. We do this from the side here so you can see. So stepping forward in that lunge, back knee coming down to the floor, driving your way through that front heel. That's your forward lunge. If you want to mix it up, the next round through, going through a reverse lunge, stepping back. Driving back up to the top here again, keeping that knee over that front foot, chest up nice and tall. Or, again, your third option being, for this lunge, still working a lot of the same muscles, a lateral lunge. Stepping out wide to the side, still keep your chest up, driving your weight back up through your heel up to the top, alternating to the other side. You're gonna feel a lot of the same muscles working. However, depending on which direction you're going, some of those muscles, you will feel that in some different muscles, especially. So I would recommend, if you do forward lunges that first round through, your second round, you do reverse lunges or the lateral lunges. And a good modification for this one, not going as deep into the lunge if you need to. If you feel like that's a little too much to go all the way down with that back knee to the floor, just don't go as far down into the lunge. It will make it a little bit easier. Last exercise, you're gonna see that first round. So that's the 6th exercise. Our 7th exercise, your side plank hip dips. So this is another abdominal focus exercise, however, still working the glutes a little bit. So with your side plank hip dips, we're gonna get into a side plank position. What that's gonna look like, your elbow, forearm flat on the floor below your shoulder. And I'm gonna keep my body straight, legs in line, knees in line, bring my hips off the floor. You're gonna feel this on the lower side, the side of your body closest to the floor. Keep your body straight as possible. I'm gonna let my hips drop down to the floor, slowly back up, extend into my straight position. Option for this exercise that will make it a little bit easier. You drop the bottom knee to the floor, keep that top leg straight. Same thing, bring those hips off the floor and then back down. You can do this on each side. I would spend about 30 seconds on each side if you're doing it in a full minute, or 15 seconds on each side if you're doing 30 seconds each. So again, just to reiterate, those are your 7 exercises you're gonna see in the circuit. Going through them again, you have your air squats. So again, our air squats here, keeping our feet at least shoulder width apart. We have your bird dogs. With your bird dogs, remember, extending opposite arm, opposite leg straight out, alternating side to side. From our bird dogs, we have our plank to toe taps here. So low plank position, alternating one toe to the side, other toe to the other side, keeping your body as straight as possible for that plank toe taps. With your plank toe taps, we then flip it around to our hip bridges. Remember your hip bridges, back flat on the floor, feet flat on the floor, glutes tight as you push your hips up toward the ceiling, arms nice and straight, relaxed on the ground. From your hip bridges, we go into your bicycles. So with your bicycles, hands on each side of your head, alternating one leg out, one leg in, alternating opposite elbow to opposite knee. Your option being keeping the heels on the floor in between. From that, back up to our feet for our lunges. Remember your options: forward lunge, reverse lunge, lateral lunges. So forward lunge, stepping forward. From the side, you can see that forward lunge. If you're doing the reverse lunge, stepping back. And if you're doing the lateral lunge, stepping out wide to the side. For each of those, make sure you're keeping your chest up as high as possible. And then the last exercise, back to, down to the floor. One more time, your side plank hip dips. So getting to our side plank position, body straight line, let those hips drop down to the floor. You're really gonna feel that in your obliques and the side of your body. That's everything. Now, if you go through all of those exercises for a minute each for 2 rounds, that's 14 minutes. If you go through all those exercises 30 seconds each for 4 rounds, that's still 14 minutes. So that's everything for this workout. Coming up, keep in mind, we do have the 10K steps a day coming up starting on Mother's Day. So that's coming up very soon. But again, I'll be hopefully seeing you, a lot of you very soon out on location. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to help you out. But again, I'm Coach Brandon, and hopefully I get a chance to talk to you soon. Thank you so much.